Welcome to Frame&Focus. I recently just watched Avatar Fire and Ash, and after the movie, I felt a little dissatisfied in good and bad ways. Today, I want to break down why that feeling exists and the overall direction of the Avatar franchise, starting with characters. The characters in Avatar have always felt strong. The franchise gives you the ability to sympathize and understand most of them, even though they are in a fictional world. Loak, to me, was very well developed and relatable. Did his issues were. In the beginning of the movie, Loak struggles with the passing of his brother and the guilt that he had something to do with it. With this and the added pressure from not only his father but community, he struggles. I want to focus on one of those struggles, which is from his father. His father is ideal to him. Jake is a leader in his family and Pandora, so when Loak sees this, he feels the need to mimic his behavior for his acceptance and praise just as much as his brother gets. The sad part is that we never see Loak get over this. Sure, Jake praised him for getting the Tikkun to fight with him at the end of the film, but that was not enough. His father never reassures him of the idea that he's enough just by being his son. He reaffirms the idea that if Loak acts as he does, he will be loved, which is a huge concern because we see Loak attempt because of feeling not enough for his family and again his father. I truly wish we got closure from this struggle in their relationship because it would have made the film so much more emotionally impactful and their relationship stronger for the next films to come. Speaking of the next films, I wonder how he would treat the passing of his brother moving forward. We see how influential it was for him, not just for himself but his family too. In the first hour and 30 minutes of the movie, they really drove this point home. We see he feels intense guilt, but we never see how he recovers from this. I wish we had gotten to see his parents tell him that it's not his fault, or even he tell himself that, but we haven't even gotten that closure yet, which is slightly understandable because we still have time to explore the themes of grief and self-worth for Loak and his family. Grief is huge in this movie, not just for Loak, but also his mother, Neytiri, who struggles with the passing of her son too. Opposite for how Loak grieves by overcompensating and having self-harming thoughts, Neytiri builds up a hatred for the Sky People and a broken spirit. She doesn't know how to express her emotions, so she tries to cope with the only way she knows how to, fighting. But since she can't decide who is guilty for her son's death, she internalizes it and unleashes it with her other anger at any point in time. Towards the end of the movie, I hoped and I wished we would see her learn about not only her struggles but her son's and understand her emotions more. But again, we got left with her going through more pain and never truly seeing her grow. And by grow, I mean developing. I understand the loss of her son will never just disappear, but when her people are being slaughtered, her home is under attack, and so is her family, the audience is left watching Neytiri suffer without ever given the chance to see her heal or evolve. Her grief is left unresolved, making her character feel trapped in pain rather than allowed meaningful development. Jake is complex, I guess. In all seriousness, Jake is extremely focused on protecting his family, so much so that he throws all feelings out the window. For example, the scene where Roland, I don't even know if that's how you say her name, the pregnant water lady, to your wife and your family, and he's like, nothing, like he gives us nothing. He's driven and protective, but he doesn't seem to understand. Similar to Neytiri, fighting doesn't solve everything. They make his character so hyper-focused on fighting external battles that we never see his reaction to anything internal. And what I mean is, this is understandable, of course. He's a leader, and he's not just concerned about himself and his family. But by the end of the film, he feels underdeveloped compared to the rest of the characters. I hope, again, in the next film, the writers give room to expand his emotional intelligence more and his awareness of his wife and kids' emotions. Speaking of the writers giving more room to expand characters, they definitely don't need to do that with Spider. Going into this film, I didn't expect Spider to get as much screen time that he did. This isn't a Spider Club, and I understand why he was shown so often, with one of the reasons being to develop Jake and Itiri's relationship. However, he still feels shallow. Besides the slight mental dilemma he has with himself about his parents and sense of belonging, no external force is really threatening him. We know he is loyal to Pandora, but he always makes problems for them. Like the scientist figuring out he can breathe without a mask on. Like, why didn't we see the good he contributes besides helping Jake occasionally escape and having a relationship with their daughter? This may seem small, but when the emotional scene came when Jake was supposed to kill him, I was feeling like, okay, like, why not? Like, like, who's he? All I'm saying is that Spider should have been more fleshed out in different ways so we care about his presence, since he has so much screen time and contributes to multiple character arcs. Like, let us get to know him more and not just through his father fighting all the time. Like, let us know who he is more so we can care about him. That would have done him more justice than what we had. So I named this like section of my script side characters because I didn't feel the need to dive into all of the characters. These are just the ones that I don't feel as strongly towards, meaning that their character hasn't been a huge focus in the story, but I still have comments. I really wish we got to see the main villain. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm not gonna try. I really wish we got to see her in charge more. I know it's because she was on that man's hip, but I think that she should have gotten more of a lead of her own. But I'm hopeful to see what her abilities I'm hopeful to see what her abilities are like without guns, because her introduction that was fierce and promising. She's definitely a solid villain. Kiri and Took were they were there. I thought that it was pretty cool how Kiri can connect with AWOL, but that's about it. I know this might sound terrible, but my biggest reason of why I was dissatisfied was because the Navi got done so wrong. Like, they were brutally attacked and their home was literally lit to flames. Plus, so many people died. And I was very ready for AWOL or someone to, like, get these people back. And they fell short. It was distasteful because so many people sacrificed themselves to help defend Pandora, and their enemies didn't even get fair consequences, like the fire people. I was left like... Then Korch didn't even die. Like, I know he's gonna come back somehow, and I thought they might like switch off villains since the Fire Tribe's leader, she survived, and I thought she would come back and she'd like want to kill Jake as much as Korch did, but I don't think that's happening. And this is a part of my concern for the overall franchise, because when will there be consequences or an agreement with the Sky People, or how can you conclude a story with this many conflicts? Like, the movie was amazing, don't get me wrong. I think it was a pretty solid sequel. Not as solid as Way of Water, but it was pretty good and continuing the story. But I left unsatisfied because I didn't see any progression within anything. Unlike Stranger Things, they have more than enough time to do this, and I will just have to be faithful. But I really think they could pull this off, saying that they have one or two like future films ahead of them. So I'll just have to wait and see. In no way am I saying this movie is close to being trash. These are just a few of my critiques. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed my rant about Avatar Fire and Ash. And leave in the comments anything that I missed or anything that you might have saw that you also disagree with, and just tell me what you guys thought about the video and the movie. This is my first video, and if you would like to like and subscribe, that'd be great. But I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and as I'm filming this, it's New Year's, so Happy New Year's.